Hello YouTubers, this is Brian again from Van and Solar Adventures. Wanted to post a quick video about, really this is an RV newbie lessons learned. It's kind of a painful lesson learned for me, and so I thought I'd share my experience in hopes that it might help some other RV newbie people. Alright, so let me start at the very beginning. I have a 1998 Dodge Explorer 230 XLW wide body. It's built on the 1998 Ram 3500 heavy duty chassis. It's got rear dualies, so 4 tires in the back, 2 in the front. And I bought this about a year and a half ago from Just Incredible up in Canada, who interestingly, he bought the van in St. Louis from Van City, which is where I live. So that's kind of cool coincidence there. I didn't really plan that, but anyways, all right. So I started. I do a lot of boondocking and camping in free areas by lakes and stuff like that. In one area, I especially had some washboarding on the road. It was really rough. Probably it was much more rougher than normal, and that's probably what caused this. I started having uneven tire wear. I started having uneven tire wear on the outside edges of the tires. Now you can't see that because I've just recently bought 4 brand new Transforce HT tires. Prior to this, Just Incredible had 2 Transforce HT tires on the front, and I think they're called Wildcat ATs or something like that, off-road tires on the back, and they started wearing unevenly. So I went ahead and got an alignment. So first of all, on a heavy-duty rig, this is 9 foot 3 inches tall, it's 8,800 pounds, and it's a rear dually. So basically that knocks out every car shop from even being able to do this. So lesson 1 for RV newbies: if you got a rig, a Class B rig, heavy and tall like this, or bigger, you can't really mess with any of the shops for small cars and stuff like that. They don't have the expertise, they don't have the equipment, they don't have the knowledge on how to do the repairs, so just don't even mess with them. So I found this alignment specialist place. I called around, I made sure, you know, do you have 10-foot high doors? Do you have special wide heavy-duty racks that can lift this? Yes, I found a place called Alignment Specialists, and they did an alignment. And in the process of doing alignment, they told me I needed new lower ball joints. They said they needed to be replaced, and so that was a lessons learned as well. It was a big expense, so I said, hey, just go ahead and align it. I want to think about this. So sure enough, I thought about it, I did some research, and I said, well, I need to go ahead and get that done, because I continued to have uneven tire wear. So I had the lower ball joints replaced, and I had it properly aligned. At that time, there still was decent tread on the tires, even though they were wearing unevenly on the outer edge. So it was significantly wearing unevenly on the outer edge on the front and the back. And so I wanted to get some more miles out of it, because I knew it was going to be a lot of money to buy 6 new heavy-duty tires. So anyways, fast forward about 6 or 7 months, I went to another lessons learned. I went to a tire place that was mainly geared for trucks and cars, not for heavy-duty RV rigs. So it was Plaza Tire, and I got new tires. And in the process, they were going to do an alignment check. Well, of course, they sold me the tires, but they didn't do the alignment check. They said, well, I can't do the alignment check. You're going to need to replace the upper ball joints and the link kit. And they wanted to charge me something like $1,100 after spending $1,300 on the tires. The tires are roughly installed, everything, all the road hazard, everything is roughly $200 a piece. And I'm like, hold on, you know, let me get a second opinion on this. So I took it to another shop, the original place called Alignment Specialist, that I had align my vehicle. And by the way, I parked at a park here, so I just wanted to give you a little bit of variety in the views here as I talk. So I took it back to them, and they looked at it and they said that I didn't need to replace any of the components. The upper ball joints were fine. The link kit was fine. I don't need to replace anything. So that I went back to the original shop and I told them that, and they said, we don't care what they say. We know that this needs to be done. So anyways, so I took it to a third shop today. Now what I did is I took it to an actual RV repair facility. That's what they do day in and day out. They repair RVs. So they know what they're doing for RVs. It's kind of a different world between heavy rigs and light cars and light trucks, okay? So they looked at it, and what they found, they said you don't need to replace your upper ball joints, your link kit, everything is fine. So I have two shops saying that those are fine. So one shop, Plaza Tire, wrong, telling me probably because they don't have experience with heavy duty rigs. So lesson one, you know, if some repair shop tells you need a lot of repairs, go get at least 1 or 2 second opinions from other shops, because they may not know what they're talking about. Anyways, the RV place today, they taught me here's another lesson for RV newbies. This is a 1998 Ram 3500 chassis. This has wheel bearings, and those wheel bearings have to be repacked. They recommend every 2 years. Unless you're doing a heck of a lot more of mileage, and maybe more often. So I don't know when the last time Just Incredible did it, but and also you can tighten them up and reset them, which is what they did. And if you don't have proper wheel bearing maintenance, your wheel can actually shift and move a little bit. And they think that was what was causing my uneven tire wear on the outer edge of the tires. So I'm hoping that's correct. So I only spent 50 bucks on that versus 1100, and we're gonna see if this works. So I had this properly aligned 6 months ago with alignment specialists. I had the wheel bearings adjusted. They checked the grease was still fine. It just needed to be adjusted and tightened, and hopefully this is good to go, and I'll have even tire wear, and the $1,300 whatever I have invested in these tires, hopefully they'll last a long time like they should. But I wanted to post this because I didn't know a lot of this stuff. As an RV newbie, I thought maybe this was a heavy duty truck, and then I could rely on normal alignment places, normal tire places, and they would tell me the right thing to do. So not necessarily. You need to get a couple opinions. You need to start going to RV specialists, people that repair heavy duty chassis, RVs all the time. They know what they're doing. These small car places don't. And so I just wanted to post that, and also teach people on these bigger vehicles that have wheel bearings about the wheel bearing maintenance. I didn't know about that, and how that can contribute to uneven tire wear and alignment issues. And maybe if I would have known that a year ago, I could have gotten another year or so out of the other tires. So anyways, quick video. Just wanted to post that. If you're an RV newbie, definitely pay attention to your tires. Understand if you have wheel bearings or not, sealed or unsealed. Make sure you rotate your tires properly. Make absolutely sure they're inflated properly. I probably wasn't checking that as much as I should have too. Normally the normal issues is people have them too much underinflated, and that is an issue, causing uneven tire wear as well. So pay attention to that, and then you'll get a long life out of your expensive tires, and you won't be broke down somewhere when you're going on a large trip. Okay? Thanks, people. Have a good day. Just wanted to add one more lessons learned. In replacing these tires, it's 8,800 pounds, heavy rig. You have to have a heavy duty tire. So I had some problems selecting tires, and I had to call around, and you need to kind of do some research on what you want. I understand Cooper makes heavy duty tires. I think it's Wildcat, I believe, but they make off-road tires, so they don't get the mileage. Also, Firestone makes these Transforce HT tires. I understand they're 10 ply. They're good highway tires. I do mostly highway and I do some dirt roads, but mainly highway. And I want a long life out of these tires. So those are some tires you can consider: Transforce HT, Cooper, Wildcat Country. But you need to get a really good tire. That makes a big difference in the ride and handling, alignment, tire wear. A massive improvement in the ride and handling of the vehicle. And also, I had an issue with stopping. These old vehicles, they don't have ABS brakes. So in wet pavement, it was taking me 30 feet to slow down. It was very dangerous. And so I needed to have new tires with the best, very best tread available, and that'll cut my stopping distance roughly, probably in half. Definitely important. Anyways, just keep that in mind. You can't just deal with normal tires. You need heavy duty rated tires. And I found out they don't give a mileage warranty either on these heavy duty tires, because I guess they're paranoid you're going to pull some 20,000 pound trailer and put too much pressure on the tires, and they don't want to honor the warranties if you treat the tires like that. So just keep in mind, do your research on the tires, call around a couple different places, and make sure you get the best tire. My research indicates so far in my area, these are some of the best tires. If you guys have better ones out there, let me know. In a couple of years, I might be looking at that. Thanks, have a good day. Sorry, one more thing I learned. Again, this is a 1998 vehicle. What they also told me was the steering system has a little bit of play in it, but the tires still match the movement of the steering wheel, so they didn't recommend changing it. But what that means is older vehicles, as that steering system wears, is you get a little bit more play in the road. So I have to sometimes really manage the steering on the road to keep it in a lane, and that's a challenge. It makes it active driving, so you don't want a not so good driver driving this on highway speeds at night and so forth. And but again, part of this, doing the alignment, having the best tires, making sure you pack your wheel bearings properly, making sure your upper and lower joints, your link kit, everything is working properly is very critical. That directly affects your steering. And my steering is a lot better now. If I have a straight highway, I pretty much go straight. And that's important. The other thing that they explained to me, the steering in these RVs is going to be way different than a truck or a car, okay? So on this Class B, they cut this Ram 3500 chassis van, they cut it right there, and they cut the top off right there, and they extended the top and they extended the back, whatever that was, 4 feet. And by doing that, they change how this whole rig is balanced. Okay, so there's a lot more weight on the back end, it's wider, and it's a lot taller. And because of that, that also affects the steering. So it's not going to be as smooth a steering as a car or truck. Again, that's an RV newbie thing, sorry, but this video is probably for newbies. It will drive differently than if this chassis had not been originally modified. So it's gonna be a little bit harder to drive these type of rigs than trucks and cars. And so you just need to know that. But you can manage that to get the best by doing all the proper maintenance that I mentioned. And so I believe now that I have the best setup without replacing the whole steering system, which would be totally not beneficial. I have the best steering possible now, improvement, which directly translates to steering comfort on the road and safety, and especially for Class B. But imagine if you're a Class C or Class A, those issues are even much more important, right? You don't want to be unsafe in those. This is lower centered to the ground. This is still basically a fan, so it's much safer. But the bigger rigs, these issues are even more important. All right, catch you later.